This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for August 22, 2023, immigration officer counters claims of visitor abuse. The immigration officer accused of mistreating a Jamaican expatriate and her American son just over a week ago has countered the claims made by the visitor in a report lodged to the Passport Immigration and the Censorship Agency, charging that it was he who was mistreated and verbally abused. The officer, in a report submitted to PICA's management 2 days after the incident, said Dr. Rochelle White and her 24-year-old son, Sage White, who arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport on August 11 from New York, were the last two passengers to present themselves for landing shortly after 4 a.m. He said that the two were told that they were to be processed separately, but White, a deputy superintendent of schools in Brooklyn, New York, rudely questioned whether families were no longer processed together. The officer in his report said White was told that only spouses are processed together. He said White's son stepped back and allowed her to be processed first. The officer claimed that while processing White, she appeared to be typing, browsing, or possibly recording on her cell phone and was told that her phone should be off. She is said to have responded in a rude tone and a louder voice that the device was off. The officer said that White was quizzed about her behavior, but that was reportedly met with a further argument and a confrontation. He said White's behavior was boisterous and that she was asked to step back and allow her son to be processed. The immigration officer said that the younger White came forward, shouting expletives in defense of his mother. The officer said the young man was asked to calm down, but he continued on a tirade and used expletives. The officer said he left his post with the passport and immigration forms with the intention to consult his supervisor, but said that the younger White approached him in an aggressive manner. The officer said Dr. White stood between the two before her son stopped advancing and walked back. He said the woman then said several things, including being willing to return to the United States if her son was being sent back. He said White and her son had to be spoken to by several officers and that the situation with them was explained to the supervisor on duty. The officer said the alleged behavior of the younger White triggered conversations and that they considered refusing his leave to land. The young man was reportedly called into the supervisor's office and his mother was allowed to join him. He was asked to apologize, the immigration officer said, and he agreed to do so while insisting that the officer should also apologize to his mother. The immigration officer said that the request was countered and that it was pointed out that it was his mother who was rude. The young man is said to have apologized and then granted leave to land. The report said Dr. White subsequently said that she was not trying to be rude, but her flight was delayed and she was maybe frustrated, but did not say anything for anyone to take personally. Last week, PICA head Andrew Winter told the news that a probe had been launched into the incident after he received the email from White. He said that he also apologized to the visitors. I arrived in the country of my birth with my son, who had not visited Jamaica for some 10 years, and this treatment is absolutely unacceptable, unwarranted, and unfortunate because that experience will forever be etched in my son's memory, Dr. White said in the email, while noting that immigration officers were rude. I am concerned that had I not known Jamaica and was a first-time visitor, that would be the lasting impression that I have. I am requesting a retraining of all immigration officers, but particularly for the officer and the supervisor to create a welcoming and affirming environment when individuals visit this country. Tourism is a large part of the economy of Jamaica, and these experiences will greatly deter visitors, she said. Statin accused of failing to pay census workers. As the Statistical Institute of Jamaica attempts to complete the 2022 population and housing census, it is being accused of failing to make payments to workers. The census, which should have been completed last year, has been plagued with a high level of attrition. Census worker Angeli Edwards said she is owed thousands of dollars for work done leading up to January.
Finish working from January month end. Receive two payments, one 10,000 and the other is 11,000 dollars. And until now, not another dollar. And whenever you question and ask about your payments, nobody can tell you nothing concrete. I emailed them the last time. Them tell me that them can't give that information about payments. Them only can check to see if like when you're going to get pay and stuff like that. We finish work from that time, we receive half of the fare before we finish work, and them say when we finish work we will get the next half. Until now we can't get the next half. And it's not just me, everybody. No payments every day, people are worried about the money and nobody can tell you nothing concrete.
Opposition continues to blast the government overlift program. The opposition continues to hit out at the government's recently launched Learning and Investment for Transformation program. The government says that the program is aimed at providing employment for 500 young people annually over 5 years. The program has been touted as a poverty alleviation tool, but opposition spokesperson on youth, Senator Gabriela Morris, suggested that the program is a revamp of an initiative of the PNP government from the early 1990s. Senator Morris has labeled the program National Youth Service 2.0.
People.
19 guns recovered in search operations across western Jamaica. The Area 1 police says it has recovered 19 illegal firearms and an assortment of ammunition in a 15-day search operation across 4 police divisions covering St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover, and the sections of Trelawney. 2 gang members were fatally shot during reported confrontation with police and a wanted man apprehended. Assistant Commissioner Vernon Ellis, acting head of the Area 1 Police, said a number of high-powered weapons were among the guns recovered.
We saw the recovery of 4 high-powered weapons, AK-47s, M16 rifles, Intratec submachine gun. We saw the recovery of 2 shotguns and 11 pistols. Unique about the pistols, some were fitted with chips that allow them to fire as automatic weapons.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.